Hey everybody, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. My name is Anastasia. I'm a student at Cornell University's Dyson School of Business. I'm in my second semester of my freshman year, so kind of new to the school, but also I've learned a lot about it in the past 2 semesters. So in this video, I'll be addressing some of the main questions that people have about Cornell and Dyson in general. I'm really excited to do this video because I really want you guys to know like the inside scoop of like what actually goes down here. So I put up a story on Instagram with my close friends for my friends to submit their questions about like my university and like my life and how my friends are doing and everything like that. So in this video you'll get to know what a life of a regular Cornell student's what a regular Cornell student's life is like here, and you'll get a better scope of how you can approach like your admissions and everything like that. So I really hope you enjoy this video. So for the first question we have, all of these will be anonymous. First question we have is the food really that good? Okay guys, I'll be like super honest with you guys. The food is amazing. I live on North Campus, and like Cornell's made that way. We have a North and a West Campus, and both campuses have like a lot of different like cafeterias and dining halls. And honestly, I haven't visited West Campus that much. I live on North, and they have like 2 really good dining halls. I'm obsessed with the food here, like so much that I would go away, like I would go home for break and then I would come back and I would like miss the food so much here. And I'm not lying, I don't know, I feel like I love the food here because it's so diverse. Like we have like European cuisine, Italian, Mexican, Japanese, like any kind of Asian cuisine, which is my personal favorite. We have like really good special editions. We have like ramen bars, acai bowl bars, and like chipotle bowl bars. Like there's a lot of like place for customization here of like any of your meals. So that's like, that part's really nice. And I feel like whoever you are, whatever your food preferences are, you will find your food here. And also a really fun fact is we make our own ice cream, which is amazing as always. We have ice cream in all of our dining halls. It's like usually chocolate, like a sherbet. We have cookie dough ice cream, which is like my personal favorite because it has like actual big piece of cookie dough. So yeah, moving on to the next question. Is everyone IB? If you don't know, IB is investment banking, and since I'm in Dyson, there's like a lot. There's like a tunnel of people that go into investment banking. And honestly, I will say that like 80% of people I met in my school, and like a school is like small, it's like 200 people, like 80% of those 200 people do go to IB because it's like a very lucrative job and it's like very rewarding for some people, and they like math and they like money, you know, the regular like business guy attitude. So I would say there's like a big pipeline of people who go into IB, but I have met a lot of fun people that want to do entrepreneurship, sustainability, even medical school. Like my friend's literally leaving Dyson to go to medical school. That's really interesting. I wouldn't say every person you will meet is going to be chasing an like investment banking or consulting career. There will be people that will have diverse interests and will be interested in like different things, and those are the people that I like to be friends with. I mean, I'm friends with everybody, but I wouldn't say everybody is investment banking. There are a lot of people who are interested in a variety of different fields. So third question is there a lot of alcohol/drug culture? So I personally do not run in the social circles that do like support that kind of stuff, but I have seen people, I mean, drinking culture is I feel like very like widespread here because like it's like a regular college campus. Any college campus has an alcohol culture, and yeah, with us it is pretty widespread. I would say people, like a lot of people go at least once a week, and like in the warmer seasons they go like twice or 3 times a week, and that's something I would never understand, but it's totally okay. I mean, people do this, and I wouldn't say there's a lot of peer pressure in terms of alcohol. Like you have to be friends with the right people, and the right people won't make you do anything you're not like ready to do or like comfortable doing. So in terms of alcohol, there is a lot of culture. Like there's a lot of bars, a lot of people with like fake IDs. That's like a regular college thing. I wouldn't say it's like too standout for Cornell, but yeah, you'll definitely see this happening here. Considering drugs, unfortunately I have seen like some cases of like hard drugs, but I really hope that it's something that's not like a common thing here. As I said, I don't like run in those kind of circles that like of people that do that kind of stuff. So I'm really hoping, I'm optimistic that this is not widespread, but you really never know. It's everywhere, wherever you go. So just have to be like really safe and make sure you run in the right like groups of people. Next, it's too cold. Yes, it is too cold, guys. I come from Russia, which is like primarily a cold country. So I would say I feel pretty cold, but also I don't dress for the weather because I'm like used to just like wearing like regular stuff because it's cold like all the time. So I would say if you're well prepared for winter, you'll be fine. But also it's pretty grueling. Sometimes it gets like really annoying. Like whenever you come out, it's like snowing, and we recently had a snowstorm and they had to like cancel classes. But honestly, I wouldn't be too pessimistic about it because cold weather gives you perspective on like how good your life is when it's like warm. So, you know, don't take it too seriously. You'll be fine as long as you get like a good like thermal underwear, good jacket, good boots. You know, you might even have some fun like going down the slope. We have this like enormous slope and people go down it in the winter, which is like pretty fun. I haven't done that yet, but I'm planning to. Next question. Is everyone really chopped? So to my friend Krish that submitted this, no, not everybody's really chopped. Sorry, the music is changing. Anyway, I mean, I don't want to be like, I don't feel like I have an opinion on this. Like if I can like characterize everybody as like either attractive or unattractive, I feel like there's like a mix everywhere. And your attractiveness is based on like your charisma and like confidence. I mean, I know it's like cliche to say, but it's so true. Like as long as you're an interesting person to talk to, you're like confident, you evoke like different like positive emotions in other people, you become more attractive than a person that's like shallow and like good looking, you know? I found my boyfriend here, so maybe not everybody's chopped, you know. Everyone's different. Everybody's like definition of attractiveness is different, but I feel like it's all in here. Yeah. Next question. Is Dyson only coloring books? You know, I wish. That is like the kind of thoughts I had of like going into a business school, that oh, it's gonna be super easy. Not that I was hoping it would be, but just like that everybody was like saying this and it was a stereotype about like business schools. I found that it is actually pretty hard because there's it's a really rigorous really rigorous like core schedule for Dyson students because it is like one of the most selective business programs in the world and the most selective in Cornell. So like obviously that gives it a lot of edge in terms of like academics. Like we have a lot of like core required classes that are pretty hard. So last semester I was bulk enrolled in many classes, and those were like really hard. I would say it's not for the faint-hearted, but it does prepare you for like cutthroat like industries like investment banking and consulting. Even if you're not doing that, ultimately you're still like learning a lot of valuable skills in the end. So I would say it's not coloring books. However, we do have a class that's called Management Communications this semester, and one of the professors had like a coloring book activity on the first class, but that's the most I've heard. Yeah. Next question is everyone suicidal? Is it true? Okay. This is kind of like not a sensitive topic, but like it is a pretty like sad topic for Cornell. I think that we do have like a heightened statistic for suicide somehow. For some reason, I don't believe it's connected to Cornell itself or to the classes or anything. Maybe it's just situationally that way. But we did have a case this September, which like rest in peace to that person. I didn't know that person. So yeah, I would say it is present, but just make sure if you have any friends, you're like talking to them all the time and you're making sure they're okay. And like maybe some people should get therapy if they're not feeling well, like mentally or physically or anyhow. Yeah, it is a pretty sad topic. Next question. Is the Cornell depression real? Honestly, I feel like it really depends on the person to person. Like Cornell depression, I don't know, it may arise from either the weather or the classes. Like we are notorious for like being the Ivy League that has like the most rigorous academic, you know, schedule, and like just like like the hardest classes for every field, and also like, oh, we're so cold, we're in the middle of nowhere, you know. We do have that reputation. I don't believe that's real, because like, you know, you really have to keep a positive attitude no matter what circumstances you're in. You have to remember why you're here, and like how that's so much more important than anything like else you might be experiencing. Like the fact that we're here and like in this really cool environment with all these cool people. We're at like an Ivy League institution with like really high quality classes and professors. Yeah, some professors might not be like your favorite, but like they're still there. You still have the possibility to educate yourself, and as long as you like remember that and remind yourself of the possibilities that you're receiving, I think you'll be fine. I think I haven't met any people that are like depressed or anything. That is seriously mental illness also, but I feel like all the people in my circle are very positive people, and yeah, we all complain from time to time. I feel like we can complain about our classes or like the course load, or we don't get enough sleep, or the weather or anything. Like sometimes like, yeah, we complain a bit, and that's fine. It's totally okay, and it happens sometimes, but I wouldn't say there's so many negative factors that could contribute to a person getting depression from Cornell, and like from any factors like that you get here. I don't believe that's possible, because you know, still, you know, it really depends on you. You have to keep a smile on your face. You have to remember to be grateful, and that is the moral of the story. So next question: are Cornell business clubs really as cutthroat as people say? Yeah, okay, so short answer, yes. Long answer, I'm a business student, so of course I've been applying to a lot of business fraternities and like consulting clubs. I don't want to do a finance track. That's just not in the cards for me. I am looking to do consulting, so I've been applying to consulting clubs, and I'm currently in a consulting club right now. So about the business clubs, they are very like, they are pretty crazy in terms of like recruitment. They're very tough, and I would say it's just so not, you know, it's not justified, because any person in the club is like maybe 1 or 2 years older than you, and they don't have that much more experience than you, but they, during recruitment, when they're asking you interview questions or like recruiting you for their club, they put on this like face that they're so much better than you and more important than you and more entitled than you, and it's so unjustified, because they're really not that different from you. However, I must say, considering all of this, we have so many clubs that are truly dear to my heart. Like I'm in social enterprise at Cornell, which is a really nice consulting club that's focused on social impact. This is a club that doesn't focus on like any hazing within the club, or it's not as cutthroat as like the normal investment banking clubs that I've heard from my friends. It's really nice. It's positioned towards your own growth. So that is it's a really nice community to be in. And a lot of business fraternities that are renowned for being like more like tough and strict. I'm applying to a fraternity right now, and I really love the community. The people are great. The new member education is fantastic. And I would say like generally there is this culture where people pretend to be better than you in like recruitment, and you sometimes like lose the meaning of like truly being in a club and an organization, like a student organization. But a lot of the clubs, on the contrary, are so nice, and you can truly find like some of your best friends there and acquire a lot of like knowledge in like the fields that you're interested in. So I would say it's not too bad, but you do have to be confident and remember that these are people that are not that different from you, and you're on the same social levels, and they're just putting on a face to test your limits. So last question: is Cornell really depressing because of its location in the middle of nowhere? So I touched up on that a bit before, but we live in like a small area called Ithaca. It is like a small city in upstate New York. What I truly think about this is, I think it's more of a blessing than a curse, because if comparing Cornell to a school like NYU, for example, which is like the complete opposite, it's a school in New York City with little to no campus feel, but more of like the city is your campus. So I would say like we are polar opposites, but it doesn't mean that NYU is a good environment and Cornell's a bad environment. I love NYU personally. I think it's a great place to be. However, Cornell is not depressing because it is located like in the middle of nowhere. It is pretty far from like a city area, but I think that's nice because in the warmer seasons you get to really reconnect with like, you know, the local area. And like Ithaca is like the 5th most sustainable city in the US, I read recently, and you can truly see that when you like walk around. There's a lot of people and like local markets and charity organizations, and people are so heartwarming, and they're always like welcome to any kind of talk or like selling you something. It's really nice. There's a lot of like cool farmers markets. There's a lot of like lake activities. It's really down to earth. And that's a really nice contrast when you're like always studying and grinding, and you can go back into like the town and like walk around with some of your friends, go like, you know, like donate to like a local business or anything. Yeah, it's a really nice opportunity to have. So I personally love it. Yeah, in the winter it gets a little bit depressing because a lot more things close up and you can't like have fun around the lake or go to the farmer's market. It's sad, but you know, the winter's not that long. Like in the winter you get to like focus more on your academics and anything else that you need to like pour time and effort into. So I wouldn't say it's too bad. I love Ithaca personally. There's so many like cute quirks about it that you really get to know the longer you spend here. So yeah, that is all the questions I have for you today. If you have any questions about Cornell, about admissions here, how to get here, how my life is here, I'm very active in the comment section, so ask me anything down below. And I will see you guys in the next video. And by the way, I'm wearing a Cornell shirt, which is really nice. Okay, bye guys.